Welcome back! Today, we're diving into something wild. A countdown of 5 prophetic events that could accelerate on July 3rd, 2025. I've spent weeks researching ancient texts and talking to experts, and what I found is astonishing. This isn't just one tradition. Bible prophecy, Islamic eschatology, and Jewish teachings all converge on these events. If you find this fascinating, hit like, share, and subscribe. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers. I know times are uncertain, but knowledge is power. Let's get into the countdown and see what could be coming our way. Buckle up. This could change everything. Number 5. Temple sacrifices resuming in Jerusalem. This is a development that has captured the imagination of millions, stirring both hope and controversy across the globe. For centuries, this seemed impossible. The temple lay in ruins, and the world changed around it, with empires rising and falling and generations passing by. Now, it's closer than ever. The longing for restoration has never faded, and today, the dream feels within reach for the first time in nearly 2 millennia. The prophet Daniel predicted a time when sacrifices would restart, only to be stopped by a future leader. This prophecy has echoed through the ages, fueling debate and anticipation. But for them to stop, they must first begin again. The world waits for that first step, knowing it could change everything. This isn't just a Christian prophecy. Islamic texts warn of renewed temple worship as a sign of the end, and Jewish tradition sees it as the dawn of the Messianic age. Each faith interprets these events differently, but all agree on their significance. 3 major faiths, all watching for the same event in the same place. The eyes of billions are fixed on Jerusalem, waiting for history to unfold. Today, Israel is a nation, Jerusalem is its capital, and groups like the Temple Institute have prepared vessels, garments, and even a perfect red heifer. Every detail is being meticulously restored, as if preparing for a moment that could come at any time. The only thing missing is political approval. The tension between faith, tradition, and modern politics keeps the world on edge. The moment a sacrifice is offered, it will make global headlines and shake the world. News outlets will scramble to cover the story, and social media will erupt with debate and speculation. For many, it will confirm ancient prophecies are unfolding. For others, it will raise questions about what comes next, and whether peace or conflict will follow. The Temple Mount is already a flashpoint. Sacrifices could ignite global conflict, or hope. The world holds its breath, knowing the stakes have never been higher. Imagine waking up to news that sacrifices have resumed for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. The world would be forever changed in a single morning. Are we living in random times, or is history following a divine script? The return of sacrifices would force everyone to reconsider what they believe about destiny and prophecy. This event is the key that unlocks the rest of the prophetic timeline. It's the trigger that could set off a chain of events foretold for generations. It's not theory anymore, it's a real possibility. The preparations are no longer symbolic, they are practical, tangible, and ready. The stage is set, and the world is watching. The countdown has begun. Every day, anticipation grows, and the sense of urgency intensifies. That's why the return of temple sacrifices is number 5, a moment that could change the course of history forever. Number 4. The Mark of the Beast, an idea that has haunted imaginations for centuries and now feels closer than ever before. Imagine a system of total control, where every move, every transaction, every choice is monitored and recorded. Revelation describes a chilling future. No one can buy or sell without a mark on their hand or forehead. A requirement for daily life, not just a distant prophecy. This isn't just a symbol, it's an economic system designed to lock people out of society if they refuse to comply, cutting them off from basic needs. With digital currencies, biometric IDs, and implanted chips, the technology to make this a reality is already here, quietly integrating into our lives. Islamic tradition warns of the Dajjal, a deceiver who will control resources and test the faith of believers, a striking parallel to the Mark's ultimatum, where survival and faith collide. Jewish texts also speak of a time of hardship and heretical government, when a charismatic leader emerges, promising a solution to chaos but demanding allegiance in return. The pressure to conform will be immense, presented as convenience, safety, and progress, not as something sinister. It will be sold as the only way to participate in society. Refusing the mark could mean being labeled a threat to society, an outcast, or even an enemy of the state, facing social, economic, and legal consequences. This prophecy forces us to ask, what is the price of our freedom, our faith, Are we willing to stand alone if necessary? The mark of the beast is more than a symbol. It's a global loyalty test, demanding that people worship a man-made system over God. The convergence of warnings from Christianity, Islam, and Judaism is a massive red flag, a rare moment of agreement across faiths, urging us to pay attention. The infrastructure for this system is being built right now: surveillance, digital IDs, and centralized databases. The only question is when it will be enforced, not if. If temple sacrifices resume in Jerusalem, prophecy watchers believe this system could follow quickly, accelerating the timeline. The world is moving towards centralization and control at breakneck speed, with every new technology tightening the net. Are we ready to make a stand, even if it means going against the flow, risking comfort, or facing isolation? The mark of the beast is number 4 because it could impact every single one of us, no matter where we live, what we believe, or who we are. The choice will be personal and eternal. The timeline is accelerating. The test is coming. Will you be ready to choose what matters most? That's why this is number 4. Let's move on. Number 3, an invasion of Israel led by Russia and Iran. Ezekiel predicted a coalition from the north, Magog and Persia, attacking Israel in the latter years. Today, Russia and Iran are military allies, active on Israel's border. The motivation? Israel's resources and strategic position. Islamic prophecy also warns of Gog and Magog, Yajuj and Majuj, swarming the earth as a sign of the end. Jewish mysticism describes a northern coalition provoked against Jerusalem before the Messiah arrives. The alliance Ezekiel described is forming before our eyes. The prophecy says God will intervene directly: earthquakes, fire, confusion among the invaders. The defeat will be so miraculous the world will know God acted. This war would redraw the Middle East and force every nation to confront the reality of prophecy. It's not just politics, it's a spiritual showdown. The world is watching the Middle East, waiting for a spark. If this war erupts, it will change everything. The pieces are in place and the clock is ticking. This is why the Russia-Iran attack on Israel is number 3. The stakes couldn't be higher. Are we on the brink of prophecy fulfilled? The world may soon find out. Let's keep going. Number 2 is even more shocking. Number 2, the arrival of the 2 witnesses in Jerusalem. This is one of the most dramatic and mysterious prophecies in all of Scripture, and it's destined to shake the world to its core. According to the book of Revelation, 2 extraordinary prophets will appear in Jerusalem, dressed in sackcloth, and begin a public ministry that will last for 1,260 days, about 3.5 years. During this time, they will perform astonishing miracles and deliver messages that challenge the entire world. These 2 witnesses will wield supernatural power. They can stop the rain, turn rivers and water into blood, and unleash devastating plagues on anyone who tries to harm them. Their miracles will echo the days of Moses and Elijah, but on a global stage. Their message and their miracles will be broadcast live to every corner of the globe. In an age of instant communication, no one will be able to ignore their presence or dismiss their impact. In Islamic tradition, there is also an expectation of 2 righteous leaders, Isa, known as Jesus, and the Mahdi, who will appear at the end of days to confront evil and restore justice. Jewish prophecy too looks for the return of Elijah, who is said to come before the Messiah arrives, preparing the way for redemption. In fact, all 3 Abrahamic faiths, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, anticipate the arrival of powerful, divinely sent figures at the end of time, each with a mission to call humanity back to truth. The 2 witnesses will be completely invulnerable to harm until their mission is finished. No weapon, no force, no government will be able to silence them or stop their message. Every attempt to attack or silence them will fail in spectacular fashion, only serving to prove their divine authority and the seriousness of their warning. Their purpose is clear: to call humanity back to God, to warn of coming judgment, and to offer one last chance for repentance before the end. The world will be torn, some will hate and fear them, while others will be moved to faith and hope. Their presence will spark fierce debate and division everywhere. Their existence will force every person to make a choice. Are these men truly from God, or is it all a deception? The question will haunt every household and every heart. When their ministry ends, the unthinkable will happen. They'll be killed and their bodies will lie in the streets of Jerusalem for all the world to see, as cameras broadcast the shocking scene. But after 3.5 days, in full view of a stunned world, they will rise from the dead and ascend to heaven. This supernatural event will be witnessed by millions, live and unfiltered. The resurrection and ascension of the two witnesses will shatter secular assumptions, leaving no doubt that the spiritual realm is real and active in our world. The two witnesses are the ultimate wake-up call, a final warning that the time for choosing sides has come. Their appearance is a sign that the end is near, that the world stands on the brink of a new era. The supernatural will become undeniable, and the boundaries between the seen and unseen will blur like never before. The world will never be the same after the two witnesses. Their impact will ripple through every nation, every culture, and every belief system. That's why the two witnesses are number 2 on our list, because their arrival marks a turning point in human history. The final event ties it all together. Let's reveal number 1. Number 1. The rise of a single, global religion, possibly led by a figure like the Pope. Paul warned of a man of lawlessness who will demand worship as God in the rebuilt temple. This is the ultimate spiritual deception, unity at the cost of truth. Islamic prophecy warns of the Dajjal, a deceiver who claims divinity and performs false miracles. Jewish tradition warns of a false Messiah who leads people away from God. Today, calls for interfaith unity and a one-world religion are growing louder. In a world desperate for peace after war, economic collapse and disaster, a charismatic leader could unite humanity under a new spiritual order. This global religion will be promoted as the solution to all conflict. To oppose it will be seen as hateful or dangerous. But prophecy warns it's the final trap, worshipping a man instead of God. The rebuilt temple, the mark system, and global chaos all set the stage for this event. The world will face a choice: follow a human leader promising utopia, or remain faithful to God. This is the ultimate test before the true return of Christ. The deception will be powerful, but the truth will endure. The final apostasy is the culmination of all the other prophecies. That's why the decree for a global religion is number 1. The endgame is here, the choice is coming. That's the countdown. 5 prophetic events converging on July 3, 2025. From temple sacrifices to a global religion, these prophecies challenge us to think and prepare. If this opened your eyes, like, share, and subscribe. We're building a community for these critical times. Remember, prophecy isn't just about fear, it's about hope, and knowing God is in control. May you have wisdom, courage, and peace as you face the future. The choice is yours. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you need further tightening or adjustments.